and welcome to today's episode of Her Version. This podcast is dedicated to sharing stories of struggle to triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow, like, and share. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. Let's jump right in. Hello, and thank you for joining us today for this episode of Her Version. The Her Version platform is built on storytelling and the understanding that many times our greatest learning experiences come from listening to other people's stories. Today, I'm speaking with an amazing woman named Charlotte Noble. Charlotte is a lively, energetic, and high-spirited mama of one sweet, active little boy named Oscar. She is from France and settled in Los Angeles 11 years ago with her family. Charlotte specializes in teaching, mentoring, and empowering non-linear thinkers to tap into their unique creative flow and intuition to create extraordinary businesses effortlessly on their terms. In addition, she is the champion of advocating for people to pursue more synergy and ease in their lives through self-love, mindfulness, and strong friendships. Welcome, Charlotte. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me. I feel amazing and I cannot wait to get started with those questions.
Yes.
I'm super excited and grateful to be here. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much. I so appreciate women like you who take some time out of your day, understand how important it is to share some of our journey and some of our backstory in order to inspire and uplift other humans, not just females, but humans who are enduring some hardship or some challenges or some struggles or some darkness in their life to kind of give them some hope. So you're in Los Angeles right now.
I am located in Los Angeles, yes, and it's been 12 years actually. We had another milestone this year. So yes, 11 years, 12 years. It's been quite of a ride and my whole life changed when we decided to move here.
I love it. Fantastic. Well, I'm excited to learn more. The first question that I have for you is, what story changed your life and what did you learn from it?
I have so many, but the one that really changed my whole life was not long ago, actually. It was probably a year ago. And it's very funny because I started doing programs and really coaching and mentoring and teaching about 2 years ago. And I was very successful as soon as I launched, which was amazing, right? But I was doing. I became a human doing. I was doing so many things that I completely forgot about the other part of my life, which includes a little boy, which includes a husband, which includes a life to live, right? And I was just a human doing, and life called me back at that time. So let's say a year after I launched that first program, I was still in a doing mode, very masculine energy. I was just posting, creating, not breathing at all, and just doing thing after the other one, and just doing. And I went back to France. My trip back home was a disaster. My son got sick on the flight. I had to stop in Paris for 3 days in COVID. It was massive COVID still. And got back to Los Angeles, was ready to tackle the goals and stuff. And so I kept doing. And one morning, I woke up covered with hives all over my body. I had the most horrible, painful hives. The life was just calling me back. Because when I look back at it right now, I was doing so many things that I didn't pay close attention to my son, who got sick because of that. I didn't pay close attention to my relationship with my husband either. So we kind of separated in a way, right? We're not as close as we were. And life just told me hey, you need to change something. So I'm going to cover you with hives and we'll see how you react to that. It was horrible. It was horrible. I couldn't focus on anything else but the pain that my body felt. I knew it wasn't food allergy. I knew it was stress related. Went to the doctor. They said to me, "We cannot do anything for you, darling. You're not going to die for that, but it can last for 8 months." And like 8 months, and what I'm going to do for 8 months, just like standing here, not moving and try to not touch me. And I was like, no, there is no, like, no. So I'm going
Wow.
to, and at that time I was introduced to the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza, and you know how the power of your thought and the power of your mind. And so I decided to radically change the way I live and just try something new. Because you know what? If you expect new results, you need to change something. If you keep doing the same thing, you're keeping the same results. So I'm like, I'm going to just change drastically everything that I'm doing. So I closed my laptop. I started to meditate 2 hours a day. I work bare feet on the grass. I spend time with my son, playing with his cars, doing puzzles, going to the park, really focusing on him playing around. I put energy back in my relationship. In 5 days, I had no more hives.
Wow.
They never came back after that. That has changed my whole perception of life and the way I was doing my business. It evolved drastically from really like a nice synergy between the action that you take to support your vision, but also the mindset that you need to develop and the energy that you need to uplift around you to really create your own reality. Since then, I've been living by those rules and I've been teaching that as well in my program, which has completely evolved from very masculine energy and taking action to something that is very much more aligned with the vision of my clients.
Fantastic. I love that. How do you think that
Yes.
that's helped your relationship with you and your son?
You know, there is something magical that happened only in one moment in your life, and this moment is called the present. So when you think of the bill, when you think of the conversation that happened yesterday, you're living in the past or in the future, and you're missing the precious present moment. And when you just stop and pay attention, then he can feel the energy. My son was feeling again my energy towards him and with him. I'm telling you, the screams and the cries stopped right away. As soon as I put intention to be present, no matter what I was doing, but if I'm with him, I'm going to be with him. It's changed my whole life, his whole life as well, and the whole perspective on how really like life works. And what you get is actually what you attract. And that energy, that creative energy that you can utilize only in the present moment is what you need to nurture.
Yeah.
So there is no like other time to live your life. A vision is great to, have, it's a compass. It's a roadmap to what you want to create and towards your future version. So it's great to have a vision. Living in your vision, sensing the things, good to bring the sense and the feeling into the present moment. But you don't live thinking of the bills. You don't live thinking of the what if in the future. The only way you can create some differences and something different in your life is to live in the present moment.
Yeah.
And I'm
Definitely.
not saying that it's easy, though. It's a effing hard work. And sometimes you think you got it, and you're like, whoop, I got it. And the next day you woke up and no, you still
Mhm.
need to work on it. But
Yeah.
at least you're aware, and you cannot unlearn what you know.
Yeah. Do you think, well, first of all, how did your business shift?
Big time. The energy shifted around, and so I was able to attract what I really want for my soul, being in business, serving other people. So I felt more aligned with who I truly was. Because someplace, somewhere, I was supposed to like learn more about how energy works and how I can make the energy work in my favor, in my benefits. My business shifted because I was just teaching the strategy, the very masculine strategy, and how to do all the things yourself. But when I uncovered that energy plays a massive role, I started to teach how to access the quantum field to my clients so that the action that they take, the intentional action that they take, they triple their effect, because that's the goal. With the intention that you put in the energy that you put behind your action, you don't get the same result. And a crazy example that I say to my clients all the time is you can have two of the same posts on social media. And I'm going to be very practical here. Two of the same posts on social media. One of them will get 300 comments, the other one, 2 likes. What's the effing difference between those two? The energy of the person, the intention behind the post. It's something that is not visible because, as you can see, those posts are exactly the same post. So there must be something that we don't see and we don't pay close attention to that is changing the result. And that is you. That's the energy, that the intention that you put behind the action that you do.
Yeah. A lot of people would, I shouldn't say a lot of people. When I hear this, what you're saying, in my head, I assume that if you go from working really hard, doing all the things, hustle, 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 whatever your vocabulary words that resonate with you in that arena, to a more calm, not so much pushing, would assume that the money went down, or the attention went down, or the energy around your business went down. So how did that shift for you?
It's not the money that shift down because you're plugging into the frequency of abundance. So what shift is it doesn't matter from where the money comes, right? So you understand that you've been compensated for the work that you're doing and there is abundance of that energy. So it's really understanding that it doesn't matter where the money comes from. It's also understanding that the quality takes over the quantity,
The
right? So
quality of
it's
what?
the quality of your clients, the quality of your relationship, the quality of your work takes over. So now you're charging more because you're not looking after the masses and after the quantity. And that's a super interesting question because I do believe that money is a huge part of your support system. But at the end of the day, you are looking for more than money. You are looking either for freedom, for peace of mind, for support, for whatever. And so
Mhm.
when you plug onto those elevated emotion, really like how you want to feel. I want to feel love. I want to feel seen. I want to feel heard. I want to feel abundant. I want to feel unlimited. I want to feel free. When you plug into those feelings, the money suddenly in the present moment doesn't weigh as heavy as before. And that's how it keeps flowing to you. There will be absolutely a shift because you're shifting. So there is also always a learning curve so
Yeah.
that you can like find your pace, your real pace,
Mhm.
and what you really enjoy about what you're doing.
Yeah.
But like if you don't give up,
Yeah.
eventually you will come to a place where you feel this freedom, you feel that peace, you feel that love. And the money is just a consequence of you being in the present moment and bringing those elevated emotion right now.
Yeah. That makes sense. When you think about your shift and when you went from more of a quick mindset, building your business, to a business that was more based on intention, what do you think were the steps that you took? Like, was it just like a sudden shift? You're just like, I'm stopping all of that and I'm going to this? Or was there a like a step-by-step process that you did, because I know there's a lot of females, especially within the Her Nation community. We've got women who own their own little shops, a sewing shop, a little tech shop, a cupcake shop, who are MLMs, who are in multi levels, and they're told to push, to hustle, to make a certain calls a day, to plan, to be strategic, to post on all the areas. Women who are listening right now, where they're like, yeah, you know what? I would like to be more, for this to flow a lot nicer. How did you do it? How were you able to step from here to here?
It's very funny, but it's such an interesting question, because the shift is it doesn't happen like I erase everything and I'm just like waking up and do something else, right? I was
Yeah.
doing marketing and pushing marketing for a long time. And when I'm saying you can still create results from the 3D words by pushing, right? But do you feel alive when you do that? So that's the number one question. The strategy works. So now it's about shifting your attention when you take action. So for example, the way you develop a business, you have the strategy of reaching out to people. And probably in MLM, that's what they do. They reach out to people and they say it's a number game. And maybe it's a number game, right? But depending on the intention you approach the action of reaching out to people, the result won't be the same. If you do a reach out, and let's say on Instagram, and you're like, hey, hello, I love your feed, and you haven't actually like paid attention to the feed, you just like a robotic message, right? Hey, love your feed, loves what's going on with you. I have that super nice product that will lift your face and stuff, and you'll be like a great fit. I think that will be wonderful for you. I don't build a rapport first. However, if I and the approach here is to have, I'm going to get like as many people as I can, because it's a number game. So if I have like the number, then some place will say yes. But if you approach the activity of reaching out by, hey, I'm going to find and fall in love with my dream client. And then you pay attention to the profile in front of you. And then you contact that person only if in your heart you feel like there is a fit. Approaching cold messaging, cold emailing, cold DMing this way, and really like putting the background first, really tapping into their content and seeing, oh my God, she posted about that. That reminds me that I read that book. I'm just going to comment like a few things because I'm very interesting. And then you learn like it's surface, right? Because you cannot learn about the life and the identity of one person like in just one wall. It's not possible. And it's just about what they want to share as well. But from what they share, you find interests, you find similarity, and you find points where you fall in love with that person. Then the reach out is different. The reach out is, hey, I saw that you posted a lot about X, Y, and Z. I can really relate to that. I think your message is just fabulous and it's to be heard by so many more people. I'd love to ask you a quick question. And so it's a heart-to-heart connection. So I've tried both because I was in past life as well. I did MLM as well. And I was going for the numbers. I didn't get any reply, like at all. Now that I'm doing the reach out for my business with an approach that is more heart-to-heart and really like tapping into the soul and do I really want to work with that client? I really ask myself the question when I land onto a page. First of all, I trust the universe is sending me, it's putting me in front of the right people. So that's a belief that you develop. That's number one. And second of all, do I want to share things with that person? And the truth is sometimes I read the things and I'm like, I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
I pass. But when I feel like it, I promise 80% of the women, whether it's a yes or no, reply. Thank you so much. I deeply appreciate your words. I'm not interested at the moment, or yes, I'm interested at the moment. And we start a conversation that is based on the intention of falling in love with another individual.
Makes
Does
sense.
it make sense?
Yeah, definitely. 100% makes sense.
So it's not about doing, well, it's about doing less. It's about doing intentionally.
Yeah.
So instead of reaching out to 100% per day and not even like asking yourself, do I really want to be with that person in the room? Because when you do coaching and when like it's a high level support, you really want to be in the room with the person. If you don't want to be in the room with the person, then don't bother.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree with that. What were some limiting beliefs that you had to shed in order to have the mindset that you have now?
And it's still a belief. It's still something that it's here because I live my household. My husband works 20 hours a day. It makes awesome money. I don't work 20 hours a day because I have a little son and I want to be present. We have a little son, but I'm the number one support system here. So if he's sick, I need to be here. If he's whatever happened, I need to be here. So that's my choice, right? And I think one very difficult limiting belief that I have to shed is that you have to work hard to make good money. But when you think about it, and when you stop that, because that's exactly very practical way. That's how it goes, right? Because when you have a limiting belief, it cannot like shed from one day to another day. Even if you consult with a healing quantum healer, even if you do the work internally, sometimes it's going to creep because your environment say the opposite. So every day I see the husband who's working hard, making like amazing money. I make good money, right? But he's making like crazy money because it doesn't stop working. So you can still create from the 3D words. It's just, like the quality of life as well, that now it's counts as energy as well. And so money becomes the energy. And so you create something that is more whole than, oh, there is the money, there is the freedom, no, it's everything, it's abundance. And the way you do it, it's like, oh, I need to work hard to make more money. I need to work harder to make more money. Right? Even if you're satisfied, the human wants to have more. You want to increase it. So, oh, if I want to make more, I have to make more money. Well, can you think of someone who's like actually like sitting on their couch and making money? Yes. People who invest. Money makes money. Money makes baby. So it's not completely true. And so little by little, by reminding yourself the evidence and even plugging into people who inspire you to see that she doesn't like work 20 hours a day and she earned like good amounts of money and she's free and she is like happy and all of those other energy. But it takes a lot of work to go back to that very like peaceful slate because it's peace. You're looking for peace. You're looking for evidence and reassurance that no, you don't have to work hard to make more money.
What
Does it
about for
help?
this? What about for the single moms out there who don't have the stability of a husband or a partner, I should say, a partner?
There is no shame of needing like job to support the dream until the dream take over. And while you do that, because yes, I get it, sometimes you need like to invest and you don't have the resources. But that's part also of the manifestation process and how you manifest money. I think there is a misconception between manifesting business and manifesting money. Sometimes money comes for the business. Sometimes you're rich and not all the money comes from your business. You have several different passive sources of income. And so when you detach that, what do I really want? Do I want more money or do I want more business? You open up to the opportunity in front of you and to the event that can actually like bring that to you. The best way again to attract the opportunity, events, people, everything that would plug you into your vision, into you having more abundance in your life, is to spend time quieting the noise, envisioning and bringing the feeling of what it looks like right now. I was reading something interesting this morning, and when you do your deep meditation and you really detach yourself from who you are, the body, you're not a mom anymore, you're not a wife anymore, you're just like pure consciousness. That's where things happen. And what you do when it's like you teach your brain and you teach your body and you teach your mind, soul, everything to forget how it feels, how it looks like, how it is, to feel lack. And you're rewiring that to exactly know how it feels, look like, is, to feel abundance. It's just replacing, because your body drives the show, right? So if you make your body feels the way as if it has experienced it already, you will bring those events to you. Basic application of the law of attraction. When you are in a loop, it's because your body is conditioned to feel lack. It's because your body is conditioned to feel stressed. If you uncondition your body and make it forget what is stress, what is lack, and replace that by abundance, by freedom, by peace, by unlimited, then your body knows already and react as if the experience already happened. That's the beautiful thing about humans and their human's brain. The brain doesn't make a difference if the experience has happened already or not. This is science-based. And so to go back to like the mom who doesn't have the resources, it's okay to take a job. It can be part of the plan. Can be part. It's a scaffolding the vision in front of you. So you need to make an investment. You don't have the resource right now. So how am I going to attract that? Well, I'm going to plug into my consciousness and feel how it is and really like envision the experience already. And you don't know. If you say to yourself, oh, that cannot just happen in my mailbox, I swear to you, it can happen just like that. Receive a check from, I don't know, something you forgot about it and receive a check that moment. It can come from pretty everywhere. People make mistakes every day, sending money to the wrong person. It came to someone. So those are the little things. Magic happen all the time. But we're not here to explain the how. The how is not your problem. You want to focus on the feeling and what it is. Because honestly, to have like more resource, there is plenty of things that you can do, and it's not necessarily related to finding a job. You can find an investor, you can do a loan, you can borrow from family, you can receive a effing check in your mailbox. There is so many ways. But because we're so wired to want to control every little thing, we just close the door of the endless opportunities just in front of us. It's easy to say, it's harder to believe. I agree. It's a work in progress, a constant work in progress, and sometimes life will test you, will test your trust.
Can you explain for those that don't know what you meant by conditioned to feel lack? What does that mean?
So I'm going to explain like the creation cycle. So the way you create is that you have an idea. That idea is a thought. So it's not visible. It's in your head. Something that you cannot touch. It's in your head. That idea, that thought will make you feel a certain way. The feeling will push you to make a choice. I'm going to act, react, or enact. From the choice that you're making, you're going to actually behave accordingly. You're going to act, react, or enact. From that behavior, you're going to get some result. Beautiful result, result, not what I expected. Lack of result, no result. From the result, you're going to recreate a new thought, and then a new feeling, and then a new choice, and then a new action, and then new result. And you're going to keep moving on. When you're in the loop, the vicious loop, I call it, when you're in the loop where you can just see like the negative and all you see is like, I have that ID, I like money. I have that ID, I like money. I have that ID because I need money. I need money. I need money. So you plugging into the I like money right now. It's obvious that you like money. Your body feels like you like money. So, and you can feel it physically, like you have that bull of stress right in here on your solar plexus. And it's just like, you feel nauseous. It's because it's unbalanced, and your body becomes so accustomed to those negative feelings. And it becomes very accustomed as well to the positive feeling. So it's a question of how do I shift those negative emotions stuck in my body so that I can plug into the positive feeling? Well, you have to make your body, your mind, your soul forget how it feels to lack money. So, in order to do that, you have to bring the opposite feelings to your life right now so that your body, and the more you practice those feelings, the more your body becomes accustomed and the easier it is to bring those elevated feelings to your life. And then when the lack feeling is like, hey, I'm here, there is no neurons connection anymore because you make the disconnection by forgetting how it feels. You replace it, you recondition your thought, you recondition your thought process, your even like feeling process with the new set of elevated emotion. And so when that negative thought creeps in and say, hey, remember, we're friends, you like money. Well, actually, no, I don't. I don't need to feel this way. And then you like just make a list of all the things that show you that you actually feel and have and see abundance everywhere. And you hold on that. You hold on those evidence. You hold on the feeling of abundance. And you let go of the lack. And you can only do that by focusing on the present moment.
Absolutely. Makes sense. What would you wish?
It's work.
Yeah.
It's work, it's commitment to your own self-development, it's commitment to your whole to your own self-care as well. It is a commitment, but when you understand that probably that hour of meditation is more beneficial for your business, for your family, for your relationship, anything, it's probably more beneficial than just like posting 10 more message on Facebook.
Yeah.
But
If you
it's
wish,
drastically it's drastically changing from from everything that we learn from what we were born. The
yeah.
society conditions
Well, it's
us.
also different from anything that you see, like currently. Like if you look
Mm-hmm.
out in the world, the people who have the most money are the people who are pushing the hardest. I mean, it just is. The ads, the commercialism, the billboards, the radio, the news. The only reason that they're in our face is because they're pushing, and those people who are pushing are making the most money. So the reason that it's hard is because visually we see that it's working for them, so we need to be that in order for it to work for us. So it would be difficult for anybody to sit here and listen and be like, how does that even work?
I would.
But there's a whole nother segment of the world who believes this, who believes in the law of
Mm-hmm.
attraction and it is working for them, and who do believe in being more intentional with the way that they're setting up their business and it is working for them. But the masses, it's heavier on one side than it is in the other right now. Is there a shift happening? There totally could be a shift happening. But the mindset, I think, within us as humans also there needs to be a huge shift also for us because of what we see everywhere.
And again, what we see is just the tip of the iceberg. We don't know what's going on like underneath. And I highly encourage like anyone who's listening to us to dive deeper into the success story and really like just see how they do things. Some people, yes, they will push for the 3D words and it will work, but there are tremendous amounts of people who do not push hard and have like everything that they want.
Mhm.
You have to look for the evidence, but when you're aware of it, then you're going to start looking for the evidence, and then it's going to be more obvious. So if there is one thing that I'm encouraging the audience to do, is to look for more evidence that all we talk about today is possible and your dream life is possible. And by the way, there is absolutely no wrong or no right way to do it. And the people you see pushing, and I'm going to take like, I keep having that example like coming to me. Tony Robbins seems to be like a very intense, working hard man,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yet he spent time with his family. He's pushing hard and having those dedicated moments with his audience because he wants it, and it what's making him alive, right?
Mhm.
He also has a team. He doesn't do it all by himself.
Mhm.
He meditates a lot.
Mhm.
So he's building his identity and personal success, not only on the 3D words, but also on the quantum field and you know, with his visions, with the thought, with everything.
Makes sense. If you could wish for anything, what would you wish for?
Um, for people to be more aware of their abilities to create anything they want in life. That will bring so much more peace, so much more freedom, so much less angriness and discontentment. We have the ability, we have like, there is no difference, despite now the experience and the team and stuff, but at the beginning of each project, there is no difference between you and someone else. The only difference is the choice that they made. And remember, the choice that they made came from the thought, their emotion, and then poof, they made choice.
Yeah.
They were able at one point to sit in the uncomfortable. And I think I've learned something super incredible very lately, because we're kind of like, oh, I feel it's not right in my guts. And you don't really know if it's your guts telling you like it's not right, or if it's the divine like pushing you into the uncomfortable, you know, seat. Sometimes it's hard when it's the divine inside you talking. No matter how uncomfortable the position or the choice you're about to make feels, it will give you a sense of peace as soon as your choice is made. So look for that sense of peace. If it's the ego talking, and if it's like not the right choice, or your intuition is saying like, don't go there, it will just create stress.
Yeah.
And you can always also ask for a sign. That's my favorite things to do.
Ask for a what? A
A
sign?
sign. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay.
Do you want to hear about that? It's a
Yeah.
crazy story. A
Yeah.
few weeks ago, I had to make a choice for my business. Very cool. And my guts were telling like, do it, do it. And I can feel the discomfort. So it's a do it, but the body is like, oh, I don't know. Like it's the first time that I'm stepping like over there. It feels very uncomfortable. So I have the ego that's saying, don't do it. But the guts is like, I don't see it other way. And when I was telling myself I don't see it the other way, I have to take that step, a peace and calm just comes to me. But again, I love hearing what other people think. So I ask, hey, what do you think about that? Bad idea. Bad idea, don't do it. For all part of my family, all part of my friends, except for my dad, who was like, you must do it. And you're like, F me, like I know deep down it's what I need to do, but everybody else is saying no. What should I do? And I was like, okay, dear universe, I'm pretty sure that's my intuition, but please send me a sign. And I asked for a pink car. So it's not like a black car. I asked for a freaking pink car. I
You
swear.
said if this pink car pops up in my sight, then I know.
In the 3D words, I asked like precisely to see a pink car.
Okay.
In the 3D words.
Okay.
The next 4 days, I saw a pink car every single day. every single day. And then he left my side. Like I made my decision. No more pink car.
That's awesome.
That's so cool because now you understand that you are supported. And the lesson of it was don't be a little girl and don't listen to what everybody else is telling. They don't have your vision.
Yeah.
They don't have your vision. And it was very simple. After all, you understand. Your whole life you kept listening to what everybody else wanted you to do. Look where you are at. You're like super happy, like abundant and stuff. But did you get like that massive shift? No, it was like growing reasonably, but I didn't have the exponential. So I'm going to change something just to have the exponential. If I want new result, I have to change something.
Mm-hmm.
So let's try to make a new choice. Let's try to listen to my guts just for once and we'll see. Then if it's a mistake, what? It's my mistake.
Yeah.
And the ride and the experience, so worth it.
Makes sense. I want to take a moment to acknowledge our audience. Thank you so much for being here and watching us live while Charlotte and I chit chat about her journey and a lot about her business, actually. But since we're on the subject of business, I would love for you to let everybody know what you do specifically and where everyone can find you.
Absolutely. So what I do is pretty simple. I bring the masculine and the feminine energy together to grow business, meaning that we have the very strong marketing strategy and we bring the energy, we bring your intention into the equation so that you don't take any random action. You actually feel very aligned with your marketing. And so there is no more manipulation, competition, jealousy. No, it's very aligned to who you are, what you want to do, where you're going. And the only way to do that is to plug your energy and your vision into those strategy. So it's a beautiful mix between masculine with the very like marketing strategy that works very well, but we power them up with you, with your identity, with your energy. And of course, we help you raise up your energy so you can push into the right direction. You can find me at charlottepetitnoble.com. And where I hang a lot is on LinkedIn. So it's Charlotte P. Noble. And on Instagram, the same handle, Charlotte P. Noble.
I love it. Fantastic. Why do you do what you do?
Because it brings me so much joy, so much joy. And I want my son to know that everything that he has in mind is actually possible. And by having more people aware of their supernatural power, we build a place of peace and love. And that's like my candid vision, but I like to hold very tight on it because I want for the next generation, my son included, the possibility to create their own reality.
Makes sense. What is your big dreams for your business?
To help 1 million women or individual, because I'm not exclusively for women. I have like more women working with me because I feel they are more sensitive about, that feminine energy and how they can include that in their business. And most of the time they are moms. Well, I work with a lot of moms and they do aim to have that flexibility. But I help any individual, 1 million people. I would say by 2030, and then we'll grow from there.
Absolutely. I love it. Well, I thank you so much for being here and hanging out with us and sharing some of your goodness. For those of you that are watching live or on the replay, make sure you check out Charlotte. Her website is either above her head or you can click it in the description below. We love to connect people to people that they resonate with. This way we can all rise as a nation. Do you have any closing thoughts before we wrap up?
Try it. Just try it. Experience it. If you don't trust it yet, which I completely understand, ask for sign. Play with it. It's supposed to be your playground. And the only way you can play it is when you're alive and in the present moment. So just experience it. Experience it.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us here, Charlotte. This community is expanding every single day and is filled with females who are striving to do better than they did yesterday. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you subscribe. If you have an amazing story to share, be sure to reach out to me at hernation.life. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria, and I'm so grateful to be here sharing a platform that allows people to share their truth and inspire others. As always, do